Stand here in ancient Rome, nearly 2,000 years ago, and you would witness the heart of the most powerful empire on Earth. Marble temples tower above crowded streets. Thousands of voices echo through giant marketplaces. And beneath the glory of Rome, a machine of power, ambition, and survival never stops moving. At its height, ancient Rome was more than a city. It was the center of a civilization that controlled millions of people across 3 continents. Nearly 1 million citizens lived inside Rome itself, making it one of the largest cities the world had ever seen. Massive aqueducts carried fresh water across impossible distances. Public baths welcomed thousands every day. Markets overflowed with spices from the East, grain from Egypt, and exotic animals from Africa. But Rome was not just monuments and emperors. Behind the legendary architecture was a living, breathing city, filled with noise, danger, wealth, and chaos. Narrow alleys smelled of smoke and baked bread. Street vendors shouted beside crowded taverns. Senators in white togas walked past exhausted laborers carrying stone through dusty roads. This was a city where gladiators became celebrities, where triumphal parades celebrated military victories across Europe and the Middle East, and where every corner of the city reminded citizens that Rome believed itself destined to rule the world forever. Tonight, we are going to walk through ancient Rome at the absolute peak of its power and see what daily life truly looked like inside the greatest empire of the ancient world.
As sunrise touches the city, Rome slowly comes alive. Golden light reflects across marble temples and towering statues of emperors. Bakers open their shops before dawn, preparing bread for thousands of hungry citizens. Smoke rises from ovens, while carts loaded with vegetables and wine roll across stone-paved streets. The city is loud almost immediately. Horses pull wooden wagons through narrow roads. Merchants set up market stalls beneath giant columns. Wealthy Romans travel with servants, clearing paths through crowded streets. Everywhere, people move with urgency. At the center of the city stands the Roman Forum, the political and economic heart of the empire. Senators debate new laws, while citizens gather to hear speeches about war, taxes, and imperial expansion. Nearby, scribes copy documents by hand as messengers rush between government buildings. Rome feels unstoppable. Every building, every statue, and every public square is designed to project power.
For ordinary citizens, daily life in Rome depends entirely on social class. The wealthy live inside elegant villas decorated with fountains, mosaics, and colorful painted walls. Servants prepare meals, while musicians entertain guests during extravagant dinners. But most Romans experience a very different reality. Many families live inside crowded apartment buildings called insulae. Several floors high and dangerously unstable, these buildings pack thousands of people into tiny rooms with little privacy. Fires are common, clean water is limited on upper floors. At night, the streets become dangerous and unpredictable. Despite the hardships, Rome never stops moving. Public baths become social centers where citizens relax, discuss politics, and conduct business deals. Massive bath complexes contain heated pools, exercise areas, gardens, and libraries. For many Romans, these baths are the greatest symbol of civilization itself. Food vendors sell bread, olives, fish, and hot meals directly on busy streets. Children run between crowds while entertainers perform music and comedy for coins. In every direction, Rome feels alive.
Nothing represents Roman power more dramatically than the Colosseum.
Completed nearly 2,000 years ago, this giant arena can hold over 50,000 spectators. Its enormous stone arches dominate the skyline as crowds flood into the stadium before sunrise. Inside, the atmosphere is electric. Citizens from every social class gather together to watch spectacles unlike anything the ancient world has ever seen. Gladiators fight for survival beneath roaring crowds. Exotic animals imported from distant continents appear before shocked audiences. Massive staged battles recreate famous military victories of the empire. For emperors, these games are more than entertainment. They are political theater. Public spectacles distract the population, reinforce loyalty, and remind citizens of Rome's military dominance. The louder the crowd cheers, the stronger the empire appears. Yet beneath the excitement lies a brutal truth. Thousands of lives are sacrificed to maintain Rome's image of absolute strength.
Rome's greatest weapon may not have been its armies, but its engineering. Aqueducts stretch across valleys, carrying millions of gallons of fresh water directly into the city. Roads connect distant provinces across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Harbors receive ships loaded with grain, marble, silk, and precious metals from across the empire. Roman engineers construct bridges, amphitheaters, and temples at astonishing speed. Concrete allows architects to create giant domes and massive public buildings never seen before in human history. Even at night, parts of the city remain active. Torches illuminate busy streets while workers continue transporting goods through the capital. Rome depends on constant movement. Food, water, trade, and information flow endlessly through the empire, like blood through a living organism. To ancient visitors, Rome must have felt almost impossible.
But behind Rome's beauty hides deep inequality and fear. Slavery fuels much of the empire's economy. Enslaved people work inside homes, farms, mines, and construction sites across Roman territory. Military conquest constantly brings new prisoners into the empire. Political power is also unstable. Emperors rise and fall through assassination, betrayal, and military coups. Even wealthy senators fear speaking too openly against imperial authority. Meanwhile, poor citizens struggle with rising food prices, overcrowding, and dangerous living conditions. Crime spreads through darker parts of the city after sunset. Fires regularly destroy entire neighborhoods built from wood and weak materials. Rome projects confidence to the world, but beneath the surface, tensions continue growing.
At its absolute height, the Roman Empire controls territory from Britain to Egypt. Roman soldiers guard massive frontiers, while traders move goods across thousands of miles of roads and sea routes. Latin becomes the language of government and law. Roman architecture spreads across distant provinces. Giant amphitheaters, bathhouses, and temples appear far beyond Italy itself. Citizens believe Rome's dominance could last forever. But history tells a different story. Economic pressure, political instability, corruption, invasions, and internal conflict slowly weaken the empire over centuries. The city that once ruled the known world eventually declines. Yet Rome never truly disappears. Its laws, language, engineering, architecture, and political ideas continue shaping civilizations thousands of years later. Even today, modern cities still carry echoes of ancient Rome.
Ancient Rome was more than an empire of marble and conquest. It was a living machine powered by ambition, innovation, violence, and human determination. For centuries, millions believed the city was eternal. And in many ways, they were right. Because even after the empire collapsed, Rome continued influencing the world through history, culture, politics, and architecture. The streets may be quieter now,
but the legacy of ancient Rome still surrounds us everywhere. If you enjoyed this cinematic journey into the ancient world, make sure to subscribe for more historical reconstructions and immersive documentaries. And tell us in the comments, which ancient civilization should we explore next?